There we go. Okay, we are recording. And I want to hit this and get our book put back up. There's our book. I guess we're on page 308. Yep, formulas. Oh, we did formulas. 6.4 and 6.5. I'm sorry. I do not like the way they have this thing set up. This ebook. They need to fix it before you can see the whole thing. On page 314, I want you to make a note. .314, I want you to make a note of that page and what's on it. Sorry about that. If I ever get everything configured. Some of these teachers, they don't turn anything off. They don't fix anything like they're supposed to. All right, these are the phrases I want you to write down. Or I want you to make sure you know about these phrases right here. These are the word problem phrases. And the more you memorize them, the better off you are. Especially if you go to another math course later on, especially algebra. The only thing that I want to tell you that you better watch out for is the ones that say less than, more than. Watch for those. Anytime you see less than or more than, this is what I tell students to do. When you see less than, 3 less than x, or 3 less than a number, I always tell students to crisscross and put a minus sign. So what would that be? X minus what? 3. Whenever you see less than or more than, you need to do crisscross and then put the sign. Now I'm not going to argue with you. You can say, well, 3 less than x, that means 3 minus x. No, it don't. 3 less than x, that's x minus 3. And that's why I tell students, when you see these two, crisscross and put the minus symbol. Well, what about more than? More than 4 more than x. Now, a lot of people say, well, that don't matter. No, it doesn't. But it's good to get into what? Practice. Because addition is what? Starts with a C. Commutative. What does commutative mean? 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2, right? And so it really doesn't matter with addition, but you need to get into practice of whenever you see more than or less than in a word problem, crisscross and put the sign. Okay? Right here. 4 less than 3 times the number. 4 less than 3 times a number. So that's 3x minus what? 4. If you do 4 minus 3x, you're going to get it wrong. Period. Okay? I really don't have a problem with all the other ones because they're pretty much standard. The sum of 5 times a number and 3. That would be 5x plus what? 3. And usually when you see the sum and plus, you don't have to worry about the order that much. Because it's what? What's sum and plus? Adding. And adding and multiplication are commutative. Commutative. Don't say commutative. Commutative is what codes are. Commutative means the order does not what? Matter. So that's the only thing I'm going to put on right there is those phrases. Make sure you make a note of that page so that way you can go over those phrases. And we're going to look at some problems, and I'm going to tell you what problems, okay? Dividing land. That's something that everybody does, especially when they get older and get a career, they buy some land. Mark IV Construction Company purchased 100 acres of land to be split into 3 pieces. Now, let me tell you this. You don't have to write the question down. When you're doing a word problem, how many sides of the equal sign are there? There's 2. And it's very easy to find the right side because the white side is usually the what? It's usually the total or the what? Sum or the product. Those are words that usually collide or coincide with the right-hand side of the equal sign. And if you can find the right-hand side of the equal sign, how much of the problem have you got done? Half of it. The other half is filling out the left side, which is usually how many parts? Usually it's 2 parts with a plus or a minus or something like that in between. So, the total of this one would be what? 100 acres, right? Everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else it says. 100 acres of land is to split into what? How many parcels? 3. So let's go back. So instead of 2 parts on the left-hand side, it's what? 3. And what can you say about those 3 pieces that equal 100? They're added together, right? You're not going to subtract 3 pieces. It doesn't say anything about subtracting. It said all 3 pieces equal 100 acres. All right, so we've done this part right here. So you mark that out. Why do I mark stuff out of a word problem? But why do you mark it out? So you don't look at it again and clutter up your thinking. Because that's what people do on word problems. They clutter up their thinking. One parcel of land will be 3 times as large as each of the other 2. Okay, I want you to write, put a line under that. 3 times as large. What does 3 times as large mean? 3 times something. But you don't know what something is. So what are you going to give the part that you don't know? Okay, so X is what you don't know. And you know that 1 is 3x. 3 times. Okay, so you got x and 3x. Let's go to the original problem. So what goes here, here, and here? Well, there's 3 pieces. What are they? There you go. And you're done. Now all you got to do is algebra. And what's 1x plus 1x plus 3x? You know what I was fixing to write down? 4x. 3 plus 2 is 4. And x is equal to what?
22.
So you got a 20-acre tract, a 20-acre tract, and a what? 60. And what's 60 plus 40? That's how I solve word problems. I don't know how they do it in the book. I don't care. That's the way I teach students how to do word problems. What's the first thing? First thing is you set up two sides of an equal sign. Two sides of an equal sign. 2. You find the total. And where does the total go? On the right-hand side. 3. Parts of left-hand side. How many parts are there? Do you add them? Do you subtract them? And then 5. Oh, 4, sorry. Skip a step. My mind is going 15 different places today. I'm sorry. Find x values. In other words, find what the x value. You know you're going to have x in the problem, period. That's a given. Now you can call it q, you can call it s, you can call it t. I don't care what you call it. But I'm going to use x. I know there's an x in the problem. And you have to find that x. What I don't mean mathematically. What I mean is right here. One parcel of land will be 3 times as large as each of the other 2. Right here, each of the other 2 means what? X and x. Because there's nothing assigned. There's no multiplier with these 2. The multiplier is what? The 3. And it says 3 times as large as each of the other 2. When you see each of the other 2 or the other side or each of the other or something like that, that is x. That's going to be x. Or x or y or q or s or t, whatever you want to use. And they should get the same thing we got. Yep. X equals 1. All right, let's see what we got next. Whoa. That's the Walmart equation. Right, example 4, 317, that's the Walmart equation. What is that? X plus what? X plus or minus percentage x is equal to what? Total. We don't need to go into that. Blah, blah, blah is selling a jewelry at the craft show. Determine the cost of the necklace before taxes. So what does that mean? The original what? X. The original price. Including 8% sales tax is to be the total cost. Where does the total cost go? $34.56. Where does the total go? Where's the total? So you just need to use this one on these. I ain't seen the test question yet. So, I mean, you got questions here, but I haven't seen anything that you'll know when you see it, because oh, that's it? How many pages is this section? They cut it. It's only 3 pages. Oh, it used to be like 6 or 8. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You're mumbling. You're supposed to say Alzheimer's because I'm so old. Okay, there's a test question. Oh yeah, that means Marines don't have brains anyway, right?
You mean Boy Scout?
Yeah, Boy Scout. All right. Dr. Christine blah, 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 blah. Fence rectangular in region, yard behind her office. Okay, this is a test question. She has 130 feet of fencing to use for the perimeter of the region. Perimeter, what is perimeter of a quadrilateral? P is equal to 2W plus what? 2L. Okay? She has 130 feet of fencing. What do you think that 130 feet is? Total. Good. Now, I got a flag right here. That means you need to write it down. Two unknowns. What are my two unknowns? Two unknowns, one equation. Does that work? No, it doesn't. You cannot solve two equations with one unknown. Two unknowns with one equation. So that means that one, either we can't do it, or two, they're going to have to give us something to what? Substitute. Because I'm not going to give you a problem you can't do. Alright, so let's look and see what we've used up. We've used everything right above this. Oops, sorry. Y'all need to tell me what time it is. What time is it? 1:15. Okay, we'll stop after this one. I've used all of that. What should the dimensions of the region be if she wants, okay, here it is. Take that out, so that's not. Length is to be up, there it is, 15 greater than. So the length is, what does is usually mean? Equals 15 feet greater than the what? Width? Crisscross. And that's W plus what? W plus 15. So if length is equal to W plus 15, what am I going to do with that W plus 15? What am I going to do with this? I'm going to plug it in for what? Yes, for the length. And that's going to give me 2 parentheses plus 2W equal 130. And what goes right here? W plus 15. How many unknowns do I have? How many equations do I have? That's what you're supposed to have. So, what do you do here? What do I do with that 2? I distribute, that'd be 2W plus 30 plus 2W is equal to 130. Now what? After you distribute, what comes after distribution? Combine what? What do we combine? 2W plus 2W is 4W plus 30 is equal to 130. 4W is equal to what? How about 100? And then W is equal to what? If W is equal to 25, what's the length equal to? Huh? Length is equal to 40. How do you get rid of positive 30?
Never mind, I see it. Yeah, I thought you.
That's a test question. That's probably the only test question you'll have out of this book, out of this section. Okay, y'all, get out of here. Have a good day. Now you've got to work on 6.1 through 6.5, no, 6.4 and 6.6, and Thursday we'll go over 6.5. Everybody with me? Sorry about class being short, but